Governor Newsom in San Diego this morning to take a look at operations at the vaccine super site at Petco Park. This is more vaccine sites open up across the county this week. Leaders hoping to beef up infrastructure to meet the growing demand. And what Pfizer's saying about its vaccine production and how much it expects things to ramp up in the weeks ahead. ABC 10 News at 11 starts now.
ABC 10 News at 11 starts now.
And great to have you with us this midday. I'm Jim Patton. Governor Gavin Newsom is in San Diego right now, expected to speak here shortly. ABC 10 News reporter Leah Pizzetti joining us live from Petco Park now. And the governor going to be touring there today, Leah.
Right, Jim. The governor will be speaking from here, from San Diego Petco Park in the next half hour, plus actually getting a tour of the facility here today. Now, he is hosted by Mayor Todd Gloria, leaders from the county, the Padres, and UC San Diego Health. Last week, the governor visited a super center in Oakland, and this week he will be holding his weekly update here in San Diego from the Petco Park Superstation at 11:30 this morning. It's unclear what exactly he will discuss, but we do know he'll be taking a first-hand look at one of our 4 super stations here in San Diego County. This facility vaccinates 5,000 people every day, and this super station just hit a big milestone this past week, vaccinating 100,000 people at this site since they opened January 11th. However, despite this milestone, the county has raised concerns about a steady supply of the vaccine moving forward, so we do hope to get some answers today from the governor as he speaks here. As I said, 11:30 is his expected time that he's going to be speaking from Petco Park. We do plan to carry that live on air, so stay with us here on ABC 10 News. Plus, you can also join us on our social media platforms. Reporting live from Petco Park, Leah Pizzetti, ABC 10 News.
Yeah, we are looking forward to that, Leah. Thank you very much. Meanwhile, more COVID-19 resources coming to North County. Palomar Health this week opening a new clinic that will provide testing and vaccines. ABC 10 News reporter Marie Cornell shows us how this is part of a bigger plan to help ramp up the vaccine rollout.
What used to be the site of the old Palomar Hospital is now home to the North County's first ever COVID-19 Resource Clinic. It may not look like much, but within the next 24 hours, this site will provide a number of COVID-19 services. Here, you'll be able to get tested for COVID-19 or get a COVID-19 vaccine. An appointment is needed for all services through the Palomar Health website. Supervisor Jim Desmond says while there are already some vaccination clinics in the North County, including the Superstation on the campus of Cal State San Marcos, it is important to continue looking for opportunities like this to help with the county's efforts to get people vaccinated.
We vaccinated almost 400,000 people in San Diego County. It's about 12% of the population. We got about 3.3 million, so we've still got a ways to go.
And to make that happen, the county has been working to stay ahead of things by getting the vaccine distribution infrastructure in place while waiting for the supply of vaccines. Monday, a vaccination site on the campus of UC San Diego opened. This will be specifically for staff and faculty of UC San Diego who are eligible and for healthcare workers for the UC San Diego health system.
We've got the infrastructure in place for the amount of vaccinations we've requested, so that if we do get them, we can get them into people's arms as quickly as possible.
Marie Cornell, ABC 10 News.
New vaccine sites will also be available in rural San Diego communities starting tomorrow. These include locations in Valley Center, Alpine, and Pine Valley. This is part of Operation Collaboration. It is a partnership between the San Diego County Health and Human Services Agency and 24 local fire and EMS agencies. Sites will be available for those 65 and older in our rural communities. Appointments are limited. And we are learning that Pfizer is speeding up production of its COVID-19 vaccine. The company says the process is becoming more efficient. It expects the average time to make one batch will soon go from 110 days down to 60 days. Pfizer is calling it Project Lightspeed. The company's vice president of operations says output has already doubled in the last month at Pfizer's Kalamazoo plant in Michigan. And we know there are a lot of questions and different experiences with the vaccine rollout. Our ABC 10 News in-depth team committed to tracking down answers and sharing your stories. Send us an email, tips@10news.com. Well, today, the latest in the ongoing negotiations on the next stimulus bill. Democrats expected this morning to unveil a proposal to boost stimulus payments for families in particular. And those latest proposals would send families $3,000 per child over the next year and more for each younger child. That would go to parents making $75,000 or less a year, or households making less than $150,000. Still being negotiated, individual stimulus checks and who would qualify. This week, we're also waiting on more information from the CDC on its guidance for in-person learning. Earlier this year, the CDC releasing a study suggesting with certain precautions, in-person learning may be safe. But even with guidance and regulations, CDC officials say that community spread must be down before it is safe for teachers and students to re-enter schools. They could release their new guidelines as early as Wednesday. Happening tomorrow, the second impeachment trial of former President Trump set to begin in the Senate. The House impeaching him for his role in the events leading up to the Capitol riots. Some Republican lawmakers, though, and the president's legal team have questioned whether it's constitutional to impeach a president after they leave office. Doing so would prevent Trump from running for public office again. Well, again, it all starts tomorrow, and we're going to be carrying those proceedings live on our streaming apps, which you can watch by downloading our free 10 News app on your phone or your favorite streaming device. Well, starting today, some of the coaster train cars that run between Oceanside and San Diego are going to have a new look. ABC 10 News anchor Mary McKenzie spoke to the North County Transit District about the upgrades.
Yeah, they needed a facelift for sure.
That's the coaster locomotives and passenger cars Tony Krantz is referencing. Starting today, many of the passenger cars will have a very different look and feel.
It'll be a smoother ride. It'll be a much more dependable ride. And the amenities that are now in the new coach cars are going to, I think, be quite pleasing to people.
Crews have been gutting the cars they called middle-aged, adding larger, more comfortable seats, upgraded power ports, new coats of paint, and better shocks for a smoother ride. They've also replaced the locomotives with quieter, more environmentally friendly ones to benefit the communities through which the coaster travels.
Overall, I think it's going to be a great improvement for both riders as well as the communities through which the rail corridor passes.
The money for the upgrades came from SB 1 funding, as well as a grant from the California Air Resources Board. The North County Transit District will continue to overhaul more train cars, have the entire fleet done, they say, by 2026. 2 new locomotives and upgraded train sets will start running Monday afternoon. Mary McKenzie, ABC 10 News.
And just a reminder that anyone taking public transit to get a COVID-19 vaccine is eligible for a free ride to and from any of the county's vaccine sites. Well, an hour-long standoff with police coming to an end in City Heights this morning. Police deploying pepper balls and rushing the suspect's vehicle to apprehend him. They say it started early this morning when they tried to pull over the SUV. The suspect, though, they say reversed and slammed into a police cruiser. Officers say he refused to come out after, and that's when the standoff started. Suspect was taken into custody, then taken to the hospital for treatment. No officers were injured.